Hello friends, I welcome you all to this lecture. So this is the second lecture in the series, and in this particular lecture I will be telling you that how to find that whether or how to find the number of even numbers given by user. So let's say if user say give me first five even numbers. So what will be those? So it is 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10. And if he says give me 6, so this will be 12. So in this way we can know that what are those numbers, but how to write a program to find those numbers. So what we'll be doing is, as I will not be knowing in priori that what is the number of numbers required by the user. Okay, numbers of even numbers required by the user. So we have to write a program which always runs, which runs up to infinity, or we can also write what we can write in two ways. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be starting with, let's say, 2, 3, 4, or sorry, we'll be starting like this. We'll be let us start like this only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. Okay. Now, first I'll be checking whether a number is even or not. How to check? There is an operator called as modulo operator, which is used to find out the remainder when A is divided by B. So this will be returning remainder. So if I divide any number by 2, then if the remainder comes out to be 0, then that is even number. Okay. So here this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be my I. This will be my counter. My counter will be going like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how to write counters you already have seen in lecture 1. Okay. Now, inside the while loop, what I will be doing is I have to stop my program when the number of even numbers, let's say, becomes 6. Then how to do it? First, the program will be checking that whether this is even. Yes, it is even. Then it will be writing that even number. Let's say I am making an integer even number. So it will be making that even number as 1. Okay. Then I will be checking 3. No, it is not an even number. My counter is running, but my even number counter is not running. It will only run when it is an even number. Then 4 is an even number. Yes. Then it will be incremented by 1. Is 5 is a even number? No. This will remain as such. Is 6 is a even number? Yes. So it will be increasing by 1. Is 7 is a even number? No. This will remain as such. 8 is even number? Yes. So this counter will be incremented by 1. 9 is even number? No. 10 is even number? Yes. So this will be incremented by 1. So 11 is even number? No. 12 is even number? Yes. So this will be incremented by 1. So previously this will be 1. So this program will stop when the number becomes 6. Okay, so this is 4 and then 5 and then 6. So when this will happen, our program should stop. So first what I'll tell you that how this modulo operator works, how to find whether a particular number is even or odd, like using this, and then we will be writing this particular program. So let us jump to the Jupyter notebook and let us see that how this modulo operator works. So if I write 10 modulo operator 7, so 7 ones are 7 and 3 will be the remainder. So that is how this modulo operator works. Take another number. Let's say it is 14. So 7 twos are 40. It is totally divided. What is the remainder? 0. So that is how this works. Now I have to check whether a particular number is even or odd. So if the number given by user, also let me have that number also. So n is int, because that has to be typecasted, input, enter a number. Okay. Now if the number entered by the user when divided by 2 returns 0 as the remainder, that is how we write it. So when number divided by 2 return 0 as remainder. So this is modulo operator which always return what? Remainder. So if that remainder is 0, then print even, else if the condition becomes false, then print it is odd. Okay, so if we run it, then let's say 10. 10 is even number. Again, let us run it. 7. 7 is odd number. Again, run it. Let's say 19. So this is odd number. So in this way, we can check whether a number entered by user is even or odd. But what we are interested in, we are only interested in this part. So we will be taking this part in our program. So let us start. Let us copy this and let us make, don't make anything, keep it as such. Enter the number of even numbers you require. So how many even numbers the program has to be printed? The program should be printing, so that will be coming. That will be asked, that the program will be asking to the user that tell me how many numbers you want to print, how many first even numbers you want to print. Then if you look this particular thing, there is a counter which is starting at 2 and which is continuously running. Okay, so I will be having that counter, it is starting at 2. Then what? Then again I have to have this counter for even numbers. Okay, so this counter will give me continuous numbers from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. And then this is even number counter which is initially 0. Why 0? If once it get one even number, then this will be updated. So what we will be using right now, let's say while. While the counter for the even number is less than n. Why less than n? Now this thing has to be clear to you. So friends, I am starting with 0 and let's say that let me head to this. So I am starting with this thing as 0, and if the user was asking for first 5 uh, even numbers, so first it is 0, then it will become 1, it will become 2, then it will become 3, then it will become 4, and that's it. So how many numbers it has evaluated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I am saying less than. Whereas if you are not starting with 0, you are starting with 1, then this will become equal. Okay, so this has to be clear. So let me start with 0 and then I'll show you with 1 also. So it is less than n. So what we have to do? We have to check whether that number I is even or not. So for that, if I modulo operator 2 is coming out as 0, so it will be even. So if that is even, then what I have to do? I have to print this. Okay, I have to print this, and at the same time as this has taken one number as even, so its entry should be 1. So I will be updating this en by 1. Okay, and let's say if this particular thing doesn't happen, then what I have to do? Nothing. I just have to increase I have to move to the next number, that is I plus 1. So what my program is doing? It is saying that first I have to start counting from number 2, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. I have to make one variable en, which is the counter for taking in account the number of even numbers in the sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. This counter we will be incrementing only and only if we get one even number, otherwise we will not be updating it. And after this particular loop, we have to go to check the next number. For example, starting with I, then it has to check the next number, that is what? That is 3. Then it has to check the next number, that is 4, and so on. So it has to be updated. So I has to be updated. So let us run this program and see what happens. Enter a number. So let's say I require first 5 even numbers. Then this is what the list is: 4, 2, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, and if I require, let's say, first 100 natural 100 even numbers, so it will return the list of first 100 even numbers. Okay, so in this way this program works. So let's say I make this en as 1, then what I have to do, I have to make it equal. And if I say 5 and if I run it now, so 1 2 3 4 5. So that is how you should be thinking, and always make this a habit that don't get directly to Jupyter notebook or your IDE or IDLE. First, try to make a logic out of that particular program, that how we can proceed. Okay, so in this lecture, you now know that how to find even number and how to find first n even number. And what we have used here, we have used while loop. So in this lecture, till this point only, in the next lecture, we'll be learning some different problem using Python programming. Thank you very much for watching it.